Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where today I am joined by actress Kate Frisbee. So, welcome, Kate, or I should say, welcome back, Kate.
Thanks. Yeah, I was just here. That's how we met.
That is so. So, your quick draw buddies set us up for the quick draw panel, and you were so good, we had to bring you on by yourself.
Yes, I'll take it. It's going to be a lot less entertaining than with all the hams. We all really make each other look better than we are.
Do you do stand up?
I did, I was getting back into it. I did it for the first time in my early 20s. And
Yeah,
then it was
so a year
just
or two.
Yeah, a year or two ago. That was a year or two ago, and it was a brutal scene, and I fell into improv and liked working with another person better. But I was starting to get into it again right before all this COVID stuff happened, and so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't done it in like 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, I was curious because that quick draw panel, it was basically just a group of comedians,
hmm
improv and stand up and
Yeah, everyone is mostly improv, but there is a lot of stand-up comedians. I feel like that have been on the show. Stand up and improv are very different. It's funny. I feel like stand up comedians both make fun of improvisers because they think they're annoying, but also they're not very good at improvising. Maybe I don't know
yeah.
some of them, but
I think
crowd
that's probably the truth.
maybe. And I can say that because I've done both. I
That's
guess
right.
maybe.
That's right. So is stand up as difficult as it's always portrayed when you watch it on TV or in a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have the confidence of a Greek god, yeah, it's pretty hard. God or goddess, I should say. I mean,
I feel like,
especially harder for women, but
yeah, I could see that
it
because
attracts the
people are
loveliest
terrible.
of men. It's the
Yes.
stand-up comedy game.
Yeah, that has to be hard too because you need them as an audience. You need an audience. So how do you deal with that? Because you don't want to put up with their crap, but you kind of especially when you're
Yeah.
starting out.
Yeah, I wonder how it's I have a lot of like touring stand-up comedian friends that are doing a lot of like Zoom shows with like uh
Yeah.
10 very limited like barely an audience, just like masked people running the cameras and stuff, but a lot of like going to stadiums and stuff now and doing sets for people that are like driving stand-up comedy sets, which everyone seems to be enjoying. I'm like,
Oh, they're actually they're like in their cars listening.
yes, yeah.
Now, that's interesting.
Yeah, I haven't been to one yet, but I haven't heard terrible things about them
No,
for
that's
the audience and the comedian.
yeah,
So
that's interesting. I know that John Lear
mhm.
was doing some of the Zoom comedy. He was hosting, but they had comedians, and
Yeah.
I went to a few of those. I think we talked about it, but he had that one poor woman that every time she got ready to tell a punchline, her internet cut out. So it'd be like
No.
it'd be real clear. She'd get ready to say the punchline, and then she'd just disappear for a couple seconds. And then when she came back, she was starting the next. It actually got pretty hilarious.
I'm like, yeah, if it kept go like that's a bit within itself that
It
you
is.
at some point you have to lean into it and just be like, did it meant to do it the whole time,
Well,
guys.
I thought maybe she did mean to do it the whole time, but then at the end of it, when they were kind of taking questions from the audience, she was very upset that that had happened. Well, then her mother called in with a question, and she's like, "I thought you were hilarious anyway."
Oh, well,
uh,
that's nice. Yeah, I
is,
would
but
not.
not what you want.
Their jobs did not get easier.
No,
Stand-up comedians.
I like that. That show was on Showtime for a little while. That I'm Dying Up Here,
Oh
which is
yeah,
yeah, it's about kind of stand up comics in the 70s and 80s, I think. But I kind of liked it because it kind of portrays how difficult it is to actually
yeah.
break into stand up, and people were mean.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I mean, I grew up playing ice hockey and I had the most penalty minutes on my team. Like I held the record. So I have a little bit of I have two older brothers too. So it's
Yes.
like,
You had
huh?
you had an edge to you.
Yeah. So I mean, I have a little anger issue already. So just going to witness stand up, like you're just you dread it the whole day and then you do your set for just like a little bit of a high. The
Yeah.
high lasts a lot less than all the doom and the dread and the like, am I gonna have to like talk to this guy that like he shouldn't be talking about women like that, or or someone makes a not cool joke that is offensive to everyone and yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, were you playing, was it co-ed or were you playing on a women's team?
Oh, ice hockey?
Yeah.
I started playing men's ice hockey because there wasn't a
That's what
league
I
for
wondered.
women. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when I was around oh God, like 13, I want to say, my mom actually was the manager of the hockey team. She like helped like get me into girls hockey,
Yeah.
and single-handedly we like kind of built up the female hockey league, and we were in a Canadian travel league, so that's where we
Ah,
played most of the time because there were only like two to three other female ice hockey teams in upstate New York at the time.
right.
So we had to go to Toronto almost every weekend. Like it was like every other weekend. And they would rarely come to us. They were like,
Why would
I know. And we would try to get as many, games in as we could when they would come to us. But like I didn't care. I was like, I'll go to Toronto every weekend. I don't mind
yeah.
traveling.
What was your position?
Uh Defense for the most part, and
Yeah.
then because I'm like little and fast, they put me on wing, uh right wing or left wing. But I I get I it's so funny. I'm better shooting from like the point than I am right at the
Yeah.
goal. Like there's something about being too close to the goal and I like miss the net or sabotage myself in a weird way. So I never really got that many goals, but a lot of assists, which
Yeah.
is good to assist.
Yeah. No, that's actually really
Yeah.
good considering there's rarely more than 2 goals in a game.
Yeah. Some depends who you're playing, but
No, yeah,
yeah,
you've got some really good teams out there.
that's
No,
actually how
hockey's exciting. Hockey's one of those games that it's so much better in person.
oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I can barely, I'll watch like the Stanley Cup playoffs and the finals. See, like I'm like I don't even know the terminology for it anymore, but yeah, nothing beats like actually going to the rink
Yeah.
and being there in
Well,
person.
you don't play in any celebrity leagues or a rec
I
league,
wish.
anything like that?
No, I mean, that's how I got my SAG card. I got it into the Screen Actors Guild by playing ice hockey for I was cast as one of the Olympians on the US Women's Olympic team. Oh God,
Nice.
I forget where it was, but it's such a sad story because like so I got to shoot with the legendary Cami Granado, who was the
Ooh,
captain of the US Women's Olympic team for a while.
that's pretty awesome.
Just legendary. And they cut the commercial because they cut her from the team that year. Like after they had shot those
What?
commercials. Yeah, they cut her because she aged out, I guess. Like
Oh my
35 or
gosh.
however old she was at the time was not cool. She was the captain of the team and they cut it was very
That
strange.
that doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make
So I
any
never got to see it, but I got my SAG card. So that's all I needed out of it. But
all of the years of training led to a SAG card, not a hockey
yep,
career, SAG
nope, nope.
card.
I'll take it.
Do you play at all? Do you go and mess around?
I mean, I I I did play a couple games in like a pickup league in Pasadena a couple years ago, but I ended up getting kicked out of a game because a guy called me a dumb bitch, and I went and took my stick to his helmet. So I gave him a nice little kiss on his face mask with my stick, and
they'll kick you out for that.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I'm like, it's still in there. I couldn't handle it. I had to do it to him. It wasn't that bad. He deserved it.
Yeah, he brought that on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have did you have a go-to insult?
Oh God, I don't know. No. No, it's just like whatever comes out of my mouth in that moment, which is probably usually like always ends up in a laugh or like a fuck you. It's either like what? And then a laugh, or it's just like fuck you. Oh my God. Oh, I used to spend a lot of time in the penalty box. And yeah. Especially in the girls' leagues. They can be just as brutal.
Girls are mean.
And they do this thing. Oh my God. The girls used to do this thing, especially if they hated you. And if you're like being a forward, this is why I didn't like being a forward anymore. So you're like trying to kind of get in the goalie's blind spot. So someone can, get the puck in the net. And the girls, their defensemen, they'll put their stick in between your legs and then give you a nice little coot shot.
That's not cool.
And it's not cool. And we don't wear cups. We wear these things. I don't know if they still call them, but they're called Jills. Don't forget to put your Jill on. So like,
I've never heard that.
And a Jill didn't do jack for your team. Because that stick, especially if you have like a metal one, like that, it hurts. But yeah, dirty bitches.
Jill. Yeah, that's just mean.
We're little dirty.
Where do you find
players.
a Jill? I mean, I've been to the sports stores to get cups and stuff. I've never seen a Jill.
I don't know. I've never seen them either. I don't even know where we got it. That
sounds like something maybe your mom was making and just telling you that.
No, we all everybody had them on my team at a certain point.
That's hilarious.
A Jill. Don't forget to wear your Jill. It didn't really. It protects like your pelvic bone, but not if someone's taking a stick from underneath.
Well, yeah, it probably wasn't designed to protect you from underneath. I mean, who does that?
Zero protection. It's literally just like a jock strap underneath. It's so pointless. And then it like rides in your butt and your crack when you're this. I'm sure this is thrilling commentary for this.
I thought a jock strap was bad. That sounds way worse.
You got to get yourself a Jill. I'm gonna find my Jill. I wonder if I still have it. I bet you I still have it somewhere in my hockey bag.
I hope you weren't playing pickup games without your Jill. That's just a recipe for disaster.
Didn't. I wasn't. I know. I'm crazy. I don't play anymore. But when I start, I want to start up because it's really fun. Great exercise.
Yeah.
I'll probably play in like an all women's league. That's like not catty. I mean, at this age, we're not as catty as we were when we were 14.
That's right.
So
you don't have the hormones aren't raging as much.
Yeah.
Those teenage years are rough on all of us.
Yeah. Now it's just life's lovely things that we get to rage about on the ice, but not take it out on each other. Can't take it out on each other.
I never could quite get the ice skating down, but I was pretty mean on a pair of roller skates.
Yeah. Roller skates?
Skates. I'm not talking about this inline skating crap.
Now that's impressive because
skates. I could shoot the duck. You ever shot the duck when you rolled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that's
I could do it. I couldn't do it now.
Yeah.
I could do it. There was a girl, when I was in middle school, there was a girl I liked. You had to learn all that. You had to learn skate backwards and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Couple skate. That was a big deal in 7th grade.
Yeah, the couple skating.
And then
You
you
gotta
had
shoot
to,
the duck.
well, you have to impress her by, you do the speed skate and you got to shoot the duck around the little cones that they put out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
that's
surprised you know
good.
that term because nobody does. I say that and they're
Oh,
like, "What are you talking about?"
well, if you know how to do it, you never forget the
Never
term. You
forget
know what
it.
I mean?
Never forget it. You
That's
got it.
bragging points.
That was every weekend. You'd be out there practicing your, duck shooting. You'd be playing Missile Command or whatever other crappy arcade games they had, and you
Yeah.
drink the around the world sodas. Have you had those? Where you get
No.
a little bit from every single
Oh,
soda. They call
yeah.
it around the world. That
Yeah.
was big times back then.
Yeah. The good times. When you could just fill your cup up with a bunch of different sodas and
Oh,
no
yeah.
one would yell at you.
Nobody. We were kings.
Yeah. Oh man.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always an inline skater just because of the whole hockey thing. Well, I started figure skating and then with two of the other girls on my street, and we did like one session and we were like, this is stupid. We want to play hockey with the boys. And we all did. And we actually played on a boys team together, the three of us for
You couldn't get the spin down, could you?
this. No.
That's
The
usually
damn,
what happens. You
the
can't
toe
spin, so
pick.
you're like, let's play hockey.
Yeah, it's the toe pick, honestly, that really raged me. And I was like, one shouldn't you like when you skate on I just didn't it was
Didn't
not
like
for me.
it. Yeah, that's not
No.
for you. That's not for most people.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it. It's difficult. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
easy.
very difficult. That's right. That's
And
right.
it takes dedication, but not
It's
for me.
Is there anything more stressful than watching like the skaters, the figure skaters? I think that's so stressful watching them because you're just like they're gonna fall.
Yeah.
At some point they're gonna fall. So you're just like the whole time. You're just
And it crushes them too. And you're just like,
yeah.
oh
Well, yeah, because they've been training for like 4 years for that moment.
yeah.
And then it's
not.
gone. They'll have the perfect program and then one little whatever.
One little
slip
mistake.
up, they're on their butt. If they're lucky, hopefully it's their butt.
Yeah.
Some of those couple skates can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. You never did any of that? No, no getting lifted up into the air?
No, not from another figure skater, but I've taken some pretty rude checks that have put me up in the air.
From women?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm telling you, like
I couldn't play in that league.
there are some
I'm
of
delicate.
these. Yeah, especially the Canadian women, man. They do not.
They don't mess around.
No.
Are they polite about it though?
No.
They're supposed to be polite.
No, they were mean. I mean, I just remember like they were always so much bigger than us. Like just huge women. And I'm like, we're the same age group. We did have to play in some of the women were a little older than us just because there wasn't that many women's teams and stuff.
Yeah.
So we took what we could get. But oh yeah, I've gotten some concussions and
oh my gosh,
and some pretty brutal injuries, sprains. And
did they taunt you in Canadian?
In Canadian, like come get this bitch, eh?
Like, they call you, what was the one they always my Canadian growing up was always just like Bob and Doug McKenzie, on the
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
You remember them? It was like
No.
Rick Moranis.
Oh,
they do the take off A, and I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I can remember. They'd say A a lot.
I just my coach. Well, he's not Canadian, but he had this saying. He would always say, "Do you want a bag for that puck?" Because you're not doing a very good job carrying it around. Which I was, or he'd say, like,
I like that.
Keep your head on a swivel was one he always would yell. Those two are the ones that stick with me.
Yeah.
Head on
you don't want to get hit in the face.
Yeah. Well, we had to wear shields, the girls, to
You wanna-
protect their pretty
they
little
everybody
faces.
should have to wear those.
I think so too, unless you like not having teeth, which by
Yeah.
the way, that's not how I lost my tooth.
Oh, I'd forgotten that you had one in there that was fake. I forgot.
Yeah, everyone
That's
always asks, or people always assume too that like even my friends that have known me for 20 years are like, yeah, she lost it playing ice hockey. Did you know she played ice hockey? And I'm like, for the
that's
fourth
not
time, that's
that's
not
not
how
what
I lost
happened.
it.
That's
Yeah,
not it. Yeah, so that's how you got the quick draw job, right? You just walked in, took that out, and they're like, "You're hired," and walked
pretty.
back
I
out.
mean, after I auditioned for Allison's part, which I was flattered, I was like, I don't know if I'm honey material, but I'll
You could have
try.
played, honey. You could have done
That's very nice.
it.
But and funnily enough, like when I left, I was like, I saw Allison at a holiday party and I told her about this role. I was like, hey, I just auditioned for this thing and I think you'd be perfect for it. And she was like, are you talking about Quick Draw? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I'm going in on it. And in a couple days. And I knew that I was like, I think you're like, this might be fun.
Yeah,
But at that time, like I was just a one episode, one and done. And
they didn't know
then
what they had. They didn't know the gem that they had.
yeah, that was fun. That was back when Hulu, I don't think it's still this way, but you could comment on the episodes.
Really? No, I don't think it
Yeah.
is anymore.
So I would see like all these people be saying like Wanda, or like who the hell is Wanda? And I was like, oh wow, she's got a lot of response, and that's why Nancy and John were probably like, people like Wanda, let's bring her back.
Let's bring her back. Let's bring.
So
Well,
that was nice.
yeah, that I told you that story on the panel that I found that show and breezed through the 2 seasons and was looking for the third and then realized that it wasn't a new show.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I love that people are still stumbling onto it because
It's good.
it's super fun. There's nothing like it. John and Nancy, I feel like they're always just a little bit ahead of the game,
Yeah.
like before people are ready for it. And
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
need to
like,
slow down.
what? I know. They gotta like just.
See, they need to mine ideas that they had 5 years ago. Now they
That's
should
right.
be pitching them.
Break out the
Those-
notebook from before.
That's right. The stuff they're
computers.
coming up with now, they just need to sit on those. Pitch the
Yeah,
old stuff. Because
that's
I
right.
think you're right. They're always ahead. I assumed you and Allison met on the show. Did you knew each other before?
Yeah, we were really good friends before, actually. We studied improv at this place called the Groundlings Theater, which is
Yeah,
a
that's
lot
right.
of
That's right. I knew that. That's
yeah. But we were in the same advanced lab, which is like the final level of the professional track. And then we got into the Sunday company, and then we were in Sunday company together. And Quick Draw was much after all that.
right.
So yeah, we've known each other for a bit.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kinda cool. You let her crash at your place. I thought that was very nice.
Yeah. I mean, of course. She's so funny. I was like, what?
Did you come or wake up in the morning? She's in there practicing burlesque and stuff in the living room. And you're like, come on,
No,
house.
I gave her her privacy and let her live her life.
Well,
But
you've got like a guest home or something, don't you?
yeah, so I don't, yeah, it's a little like studio that, when people are in there, you never really run into each other because they have their own little
Yeah.
entrance and patio and stuff.
That's
like
pretty nice.
Yeah. No,
That's
it's definitely been good. And we've been renting it out here and there, even during COVID, which
you
is
doing like the
helpful.
Airbnb type of thing?
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
fun. We actually, my fiance and I, we went to Europe with actually a couple other comedian friends, like 5 years ago. And that's how we stayed in Airbnbs for 36 days. Some
man.
hostels and stuff, but I had never been to Europe, and we really enjoyed it. That when we got home, we saved for 6 years, and then we were like, that sounds fun. We'd like to like meet new people and host
Yeah,
people. So it's been fun
that's
and
pretty cool.
helpful, especially when your industry shuts down. So
Yeah, no doubt. My brother's over in Germany, and we were supposed to go visit him this summer and then bounce around Europe, but that didn't
yeah.
happen. We had to call that off.
Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot. I keep seeing all these commercials for like travel companies and stuff like, and it just makes me laugh because I'm like, they don't even care now. They're like, listen, we know there's some assholes out there that literally don't give a shit. Let's give you 30% off the room and come stay and have some cocktails.
Yeah.
And
because,
people are like, yeah, I'm taking
let's go.
advantage of this.
But they're just going to go over there and have to sit in the hotel room.
I know. I'm like, what is this going to be?
That's not worth it. Are you, remind me, are you in LA?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I miss LA. My wife works out there normally.
Oh, really?
She works for Live Nation, so she's out. Normally she'd be out there at least a week a month, maybe 2 weeks a month. So I go out there with her quite a bit just to hang out while she was working. But she's been home since March, which is the longest period of time that we've been together, in 15 years. And we're doing pretty good. We're like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
I'm like, I call bullshit on any couple that is like, it's just really great. And we've grown to love each other in deeper ways and I'm like, oh, bullshit. There's bickering. Everyone reaches their moment.
Get used to each other, especially if you're both working at home. It's just a whole new dynamic.
Yeah.
You have to really, you have to learn to adjust. And you can't do anything, which for me, not that big a deal because my go-to is doing nothing. But for Emily, she is, she's a doer. She's a, type A. She's just always active. She's never sitting still. So she's just going bonkers.
Yeah.
So, that can wear me out. And then I'm wearing her out because I'm just like, let's just watch TV. And she's like, that's all we've done for months.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm like Emily. I'm like, I have to usually, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are like, I'll have to take like a 48 hours to, chill out. But like, I have to move. Like, so I've like single-handedly renovated almost every room.
I thought you were doing the bathroom or something.
I did. I finished it. And then we rented it out, which was good. And then that person actually left today, but I'm like, I'm not going in there I'm staying out of areas for COVID purposes. Just to be safe.
You have to.
But yeah, I've been making crazy stuff.
Well, yeah, I'm sitting here having fun talking to you, and Emily's outside the door painting the studio. And I was just like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. And she's out there, and it's so much better. So much better.
Of course.
I was fine with it, but it looks so much better.
Yeah. She's like, aren't you happy now? Yes. Yep, you were right.
Sometimes her type A comes in handy. How do you two split up the duties? Like we're not real traditional because most of the housework I do because I enjoy the routine. I like doing routine stuff, so I do the laundry, dishes, and that type of stuff. I just can't cook, so she does all the cooking. But we kind of split it that way. How do you guys split it up?
It's kind of similar, actually. Tom likes to. He is way better cleaner than I am because he's meticulous, and so like he'll spend time like. You can eat on the floor, like in the bathroom. Like he's very good
that way too. Yeah.
You walk past the room and you're like, oh, he just cleaned that, like top to bottom. I'm not a good cook, but I've gotten better in quarantine. I'm like that. I'm the house handy woman too.
Yeah. See, that's more now. I'll take care of, the gross stuff, toilet and stuff, but. She normally is. I'll take care of the gross stuff, but
I'm like, I'm not cleaning the toilet. I'm not squashing a bug. Like
No,
I
you
can't
shouldn't have to do that.
bugs. Yeah.
Outdoor stuff, I do most of the outdoor stuff. But if it needs put together or something, I couldn't put it together if I wanted to. So she handles
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's the same here.
Yeah, that's
That's
interesting.
funny.
It's not the
And
50s anymore.
he's a big comic book and horror
Yeah,
guy
you were
too.
going to tell me about him. So yeah,
Yeah, we'll
hit
have to
me up.
talk after.
Yeah, for sure. I gotta know because I'm a comic book guy.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
I did. So yeah, well that I think that's cool that
Yeah.
you used to own a shop.
Oh, it was the best. It was the best. Yeah, when I was in college up till let's see, my daughter was probably 2 or 3 years old when I got rid of it because Marvel they went bankrupt in '96, and
Oh
I was
wow.
just like, it's over. I was like, it's done. It never lost money. It was still it wasn't enough to live on with a family, but for a single guy.
Yeah.
So I just shut it down, and then of course Marvel came out of it, but it was the best. I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
beat it. We did everything we had in the store was we got by trading, comic books. So we had, TV, free satellite, refrigerator, everything, microwave, everything. It all came just trading.
Oh, nice.
That was the best. It was, and then comic comic day was Wednesday. New comics came in, so everybody would come in and just hang out and talk. And if you're nerdy, it was the best. It was the best.
Yeah. See, I don't know that world. I only do because of him. Like he's into
I'm sure
that
he
stuff.
knows it.
Oh, yeah. Like
Yeah.
he's an encyclopedia for that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Horror and comedy,
that's
comics.
I know. I was like,
Oops,
I
sorry.
mentioned Big Bang to you before, and they hang out in a comic book store all the time, and that was pretty much what it was like. It was just
Yeah.
hanging out, doing nothing.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah.
like, I put it out there. I want to play a chick that works at an old comic book store. Just a weird
Yes,
chick.
you could totally do it. Like in the '90s, there was no girls in comic book stores.
Yeah.
It was all guys.
Come
I mean,
on,
if
man.
a girl walked in, that was weird, right? That was like everything stopped because you weren't used to
Were
seeing
you
that.
like,
So
were people like, what's a girl doing in here? Or was it like, oh my God, there's a girl in here. Everybody
yeah, that's
like,
pretty much what it was. It's like, oh my lord,
yeah.
what do we do? What do we do?
Oh, crap.
Act natural.
Be
Act
cool.
natural.
Be cool. Be cool.
So I
That's
got the
funny.
bright idea in college to hire a girl to work the register,
Mhm.
and it like tripled the profits.
Yes.
Yeah, because they
That's
just come
right.
in and it wasn't like she was up there flirting with them or anything, but
Yeah.
just the fact that there was a girl at the register. Yeah. I was
Of
like, the good old
course.
days. Yeah. It was pretty good. I
Yes.
was like, and you know me, I was like, I'm a business genius.
Yes. Oh, I'm so smart. Hire a woman. That's funny.
But now, it's all changed now because everybody's a nerd in some
Yeah.
way, and there's cosplaying. There wasn't any of that back then. And now
Mhm.
everything ties in. Half of the Hollywood ideas are coming from comic books now.
Yeah.
That's kind
I
of
mean, yeah, I feel like that's all that's coming from Hollywood. Really, I mean, in terms
there's
of
no new.
blockbusters.
I mean, I guess John and Nancy, they're the new ideas out there. Nobody
Yeah.
else is coming up with stuff. It's terrible.
Nobody's coming up with anything fresh or new. We're
Yeah,
just
we need something.
recycling the same
Yeah,
old stuff.
and it was good the first time around. I don't know if you can recapture that stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough.
We
So
try and try.
when they keep trying,
Yeah.
I did see where they were going to try to do like new James Dean movies, but they were going to, he was going to be digital.
What? I haven't heard about this.
Yeah.
That sounds both like we don't need it, but also we do. Do you know what I
Right?
mean? Like I would very much see what that is out of curiosity, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you have to.
Yeah.
I mean, he only did like 3 movies.
Is that right? See, I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
my
died so
classic.
young. So it was like Rebel Without a Cause, Giant, and something else. And that was it.
Yeah.
And then then he was gone. So I'm like, well, how would you even do that? I mean, you wouldn't have much. You'd have to. I guess they would try to fake his voice, I guess, because you couldn't just.
Oh yeah, they'll get someone who can mimic him perfectly.
Yeah,
It's terrifying to think about, really, that
it really is.
technology is at this point where
they
you
don't
can
need
do
us.
deep fake videos. It's not even me right now. Like what it's like glitch. And it's like Ricky Schroeder. I don't know.
I
It's
need
really
to get Ricky
me.
Schroeder. That's
You
who I
gotta
need. I need Ricky Schroeder on the show.
Oh God, get him in. Get him
Wonder
in.
what Ricky's doing.
Bailing kids, murderers out of jail.
Yeah, probably. That's
So,
well, come on,
so.
Ricky.
If that was the right name, I could be incorrect. I sometimes get
Well,
actors
yeah,
wrong.
yeah. If it wasn't you, Ricky, we're sorry.
Yeah, my bad. It's all good. It's all good.
So was hockey what got you into acting, or were you already performing when you got the job because of hockey?
I started to get into acting while I was playing hockey. I was always just a weirdo kind of goofball that loved to make people laugh. I loved SNL and Mad TV growing up, and
Well, yeah.
I worked at Best Buy. That was my first job, like real job that I got. And I used my employee discount to buy a camcorder. And the last 2 seasons that I played ice hockey with my women's travel team, I videotaped everything, and I would direct people and like set up little skits and stuff. So probably it kind of just developed over time. And then I convinced my mom that I would move out to California, and after 2 years I would be a resident of California, and then I could go to a state, one of the colleges here as a resident, and it'll be super cheap.
The long con.
And I never did that. I got her. I got him good. But funnily enough, and I'm like, it's funny because the last couple of years I've been going like, maybe I'll go back to school for something, like for like some not technical, but like using my hands, like carpentry or something, because I enjoyed that. But I'm like, let's not.
You just need to be an apprentice to somebody.
Yeah.
Just find you a good carpenter.
I go down these wormholes in my life where I like get addicted to one thing, and then that's all I can do. And then I mean, like I've been a writer, professional writer. I still am. A lot of different things. I've been a videographer. I used to do all the green screen videos for my sketch comedy troupes. I don't know how to edit anymore, but I'm sure I can pick it back up if I want to. But you're
an entertainment force.
I just would fall from one thing to the next, and usually it's just out of like, I don't have any money to pay someone to do this, so I have to figure out how to do it myself. And that's how I fall onto that. But
what's your best writing idea that hasn't been picked up yet?
Oh no, I don't know if I want to.
See, you say it here. I mean, it depends. If you don't want to make it, then don't say it. But if you say it, it's probably going to happen because the phone's going to start ringing.
I'm not going to say anything because every time I say something, it comes out, like a version of it comes out.
So people are out there stealing your ideas. They probably got your house bugged.
Yeah, it's totally what's happening. I think it's not just that.
Give me an example.
We all think of the same.
Give me an example of one that hit too close to home of something that you had written.
Oh God, nothing is coming off the top of my head at the moment. Nothing's coming because But you know what? As soon as I hang up.
Then it's all going to come back to you.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, those bastards.
As it does. And then I'm like, Kate, you idiot. You fool. And then I put myself in the penalty box
And then you
for
put
10
yourself in the penalty
minutes.
box.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's allowed. I spend a lot of time in a self-imposed, glass case of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just permanently.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about one, but I gotta look at the name. I was trying not to look down, but this most popular girls in school show.
Oh,
You have to tell me about that. Were you playing a Barbie?
yes. That thing's funny too, because
I
a
love
lot
this
of
idea.
people know me from that or Quick Draw.
Yeah.
Which
I gotta
is
find it. Where can I
hilarious.
find it? Where can I find it? I gotta watch it.
It's on YouTube. Like
Oh, I gotta find it.
it's just, it's this stop motion animated show.
I saw a couple clips on it, or just small pieces. It was hilarious.
It's got a large following. Yeah, it's
Why are you
this
not
great.
still making those?
Well, okay, so we made so many seasons. The guys that created it had sold it to a production company,
Yeah.
like a big, like,
I mean, why isn't that on Adult
huge.
Swim or something?
I don't know, but they've been trying to get it go. It's like all these, I don't know, maybe I'm like bad luck or something and no one can sell anything I'm attached to. I don't know.
I don't believe that.
No, not true. I'm just ahead of my time. There's no one like me. No, yeah, it's just a great stop motion a la like South Park. It's really dirty and nasty, and I say nasty stuff. But I was actually
kind of Robot Chicken-y too, a little of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little of the.
It's wild. A lot of poop humor.
That's what we need.
Fun.
We need to get the cast together and do an unreleased episode, just like a reading.
That's a good idea. And I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. But everybody has to, their picture has to be the Barbies character that they played. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's, hey, we've done.
I'm going to try and put that together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody will have to write it.
I mean, they would write it. They would write it up real quick. Maybe we'll see.
You need to help me with that.
Yeah.
That's the next project. I think that'd be hilarious. You just would do a reading.
Yeah. Listen, I'm down to do any readings.
That's how I came up. That's how we did the quick draw panel. I was sitting here with Allison. I was like, you know what would be great? A quick draw panel.
Yeah. That was great because like we love each other and it's always nice to see each other.
Yeah, you could tell. You could tell that. Were you? I didn't ask them, but were you the closest of the cast, or did everybody in the cast get along?
Everybody got along. Yeah, everybody in that main cast. It really was. It's funny because it's one of those things that you're like, oh, I know that there's something special about this, and you know it's special, and then now that it's done and over with, you're like, I mean, me personally, I'm like, oh, I wish I would have like really understood how special that was and enjoyed it a little bit more. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but it's kind of hard to describe. I feel like, you know what I mean? People get it,
It's got a little bit of a cult following.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
Our fans are cool too. Like it's always nice when someone takes the time out to reach out and say something nice about the show and us.
That's how I met all you guys. I sent a note after I watched it and was depressed that it was from 6 or 7 years ago, and I sent John a note and he actually answered. That's how
we answer everyone. We're pretty good. I mean, I've gotten worse because I'm not so much like on social media as much as I used to be.
Yeah.
Just because I think it's melting all of our brains and giving us all.
Yeah, it's not being used the way it was intended.
Yeah, it's so funny. I go on YouTube all the time to look up like DIY tutorials, and every time I'm like, and then I'll finish what I'm doing, and I'm like, that's what YouTube is for, people, to help you learn a skill and be better, not like some of the influencers are a bit much.
Are they
but
really influencers though? I guess because people are listening. I guess I don't understand it.
yeah, I think there's a different word that would more accurately
I think
describe
so.
what they do. But I mean, for the most part, I'm not trying to be a jerk,
No,
but you know what? I kind of am. Can't help it
can't
sometimes.
help it. I
There
mean,
it
I
is.
try to tell people, hey, this is the deodorant I'm using. You should go buy it. And then nobody's out there buying up this deodorant. Yeah, I don't
No,
understand that. They come on, they
they
push
don't
some
trust.
product,
That's
and
messed up.
people are doing it. I don't get
If you told me to buy deodorant, I would buy it because
it.
you're telling me I smell.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just trying to
That's what
help
I'm
you out.
thinking of. I
Trying
get
to
it.
help you out.
A lot of people don't like to wear deodorant nowadays. You don't know, nothing's good for you. So,
No, it's got
you don't know
the aluminum.
aluminum.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have that. It's baking soda or something.
I
I
don't
don't know
get
what
it.
you're supposed to use.
I'm like, did anyone die? Has anyone ever died of armpit aluminum poisoning?
Now that you say that, I've never heard of one person that has died from that or had any negative thing happen because of that.
Yeah, I'm like, it feels like an Onion article. Like,
Right?
man
Because
dies
you're
from
right.
excessive.
Every so often you hear about this, that it's terrible. You got to use natural deodorant. It's so much better. But I've never actually heard anybody have a problem.
I also feel like natural deodorant makes it a lot worse. Like it enhances your stank.
Yeah, it's just bringing out the quality.
It puts
of the
stank
smell.
on your stank.
Yeah.
It's too much stank. Truly. I
Ah,
don't know.
then,
I don't know
this
how we got here, but I'll
this is
stay
why
here
this
with
podcast does so well.
yeah.
Because we hit the tough, deep questions.
That everybody is wondering. Good.
Somebody is wondering. Yeah.
I'm glad I could contribute to society in
That's
some way.
Well, Kate, this has been great. I can't think of a better way to end.
I don't know.
Talking about stink and stank.
Stinking your stank. I hope people really grew as people after listening to this.
I'm expecting a lot of comments talking about the growth that they have, the journey.
Yeah,
the journey.
People are going to be like, wow, we need to really get out of our houses, I think, at some point. Because it's hard to make a little bit of sense. I'm like, wow, I really need to work on my talking skills after this.
I think this program has done its part to get people out of the house. They're like, if we're down to this, it's time.
Yeah, you are doing a service for a lot of out of work.
I'm a humanitarian.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Kate, anything you have upcoming that we can find you in? Anything going on?
Not real. No, not at the moment. I mean, I have to do my friend's podcast. I'll plug his podcast.
Oh yeah. I meant to ask you, but I didn't want to leave him out. I just wanted to mention that you did this one first.
No, I did this one first, but I owe my friend. My friend in a podcast.
Yeah, what's their podcast?
It's called. Oh my god, I'm blanking on it right now. I'm an asshole with Doug Bass. That's what it's called. I'm an asshole.
I don't know what I did with my pen. I'll just replay the tape.
Yeah,
that's a tape too. How old is that?
Listen, I didn't even question it. It's.
Let me hit pause on the VCR for a second.
Do it. Can you pause this? No.
So listen. I'm an Asshole by Doug Bass.
Yeah, I'll pop on his podcast and tell everyone about how I'm an asshole in my own. That sounds like
the podcast we need to team up. You have I'm an Asshole and Too Opinionated, match made in heaven.
Right, that's right. You guys should just like swap guests too.
We could
have this good thing going. Don't have to put out a lot of feelers for guests.
No,
and I'll just take a percentage of.
It's fair.
Everything. I'm also a businesswoman.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. Obviously, that's fair. Yeah, I gotta look Doug up. That should be
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah. Go check Doug out right after you listen to
Yeah.
this.
For me, go
That's
check
right.
out my friend's podcast.
That's right.
Because
Do it
I'm
for
an
Kate.
asshole for not doing his podcast.
And then
called
just
I'm
wait,
an
because at
asshole.
some point Kate's going to be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
just...
I'm gonna go full character as Wanda. No.
That's our next interview. We'll do you as Wanda the whole time.
I would love to do a podcast as a character.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Or maybe that'll be our next quick draw panel. You guys have
Yeah.
to just be in character.
Yeah. I mean, we were spoiled with those costumes, so it's going to be kind of hard to get back in it. But
I tell you what, I come up with the best ideas just podcasting.
I love that all your good ideas come from podcasting. I come up with the best ideas. Well,
nobody steal them.
Nobody steal this idea. Or it's like, that's the problem. You say it and then it's either already in the works or already out there. And then you're like, you stole it. And it's like, no, this was already out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, Don. I'll take
as you were. It's all good.
Well, okay. So you said you weren't big on social media, but if you're on social media, where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram. Haven't been posting a lot, but yeah, just my name, Kate Frisbee.
It's easy.
Just at Kate Frisbee. Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy.
I'm easy to find.
They can even come stay in your guest house.
Yeah, you can if you want.
It's got a new bathroom.
That's right. It's very modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sold.
I got a lot of things to offer for the people. Okay.
We need to do the switch. Like you come stay in the podcast studio. I'll come stay in the guest house.
Yeah, we'll do a little swap.
And then we'll podcast from each other's location.
Hey, I'm down. Get me out of here.
I think my ideas are getting worse.
There's no such thing as bad ideas until someone says no.
Yeah, I guess what I keep hearing, but I don't know. All right, Kate, hold on. I'm going to hit pause.
Yeah.
That was Kate Frisbee, who is awesome. I have the best time. Every time I talk with her, it is just so much fun and just hilarious. So I hope you enjoyed that, because she's amazing. Definitely look up the most popular girls in the school, or in most popular girls in school, because I'm going to look that up when I get done here. But it's something I've seen clips of, and it's so funny. If you haven't watched her in Quick Draw, you are missing out. It's on Hulu. There's 2 seasons worth, and the whole cast is amazing. But Kate is so funny. So please check her out. Love talking with her. That's the second time we've got to talk. I'm looking forward to making it a trilogy. Thank you so much for tuning in. We always appreciate that you choose us to listen and to watch. We don't take that for granted. Do us a favor, go to meistercon.com, check out our website. We've got some really fun blogs on there. You can find all of our 160 episodes of the podcast. Please check us out on Facebook under MeisterCon. If you would like to help the show, we talked about the podcast studio. We've got the building. We're still building it on the inside. So if you want to help us out with that, you can go to patreon.com/MeisterCon. Really appreciate it. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, take a moment and subscribe. That would really help us out. And I think you'll be glad you did. We're getting better and better and having just wonderful guests come on the show. So I think you'll enjoy that. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you again next time. Bye.